Okie dokie. How are we going, gamers? One sec. Good. Yeah, no. How you know? How you, Technic? In my dreams? No, I am sitting safe. Mate, I have banished you, demon. Demon of the night. How about you? Yeah, I'm alright. Have a solid chunk of minis to build. I don't doubt it. You, it seems like you've ordered a fair few in recently, Technic. So, Shelly, how you twisted nerves? How you going, mate? We're in the dream, just not as intrusive. Okay, so, goal for today. Let's see if we can finish this guy today. I don't know if we'll actually manage to or not, but essentially what is left to be done is we're going to come back through and just pick out the highlights on these symbols that we've drawn on him, because they got darkened up a bit when we did our wash. We want to pop them back out. Hopefully that'll look really nice when we do that. And then it'll be a matter of battle damage, and then doing the base and blending him into the base. So I guess we'll just get started with the with picking these patterns back out. Giveaway when? Not for a while. Noah, not for a while. If Fuegan's a sign of things to come, you'll be bleeding by the end of Lycus. What do you mean by that? What is that supposed to mean? Did you cut yourself while trying to build Fuegan? Yeah, and Lycus is supposed to be worse. Awesome. Oh, I must have I need to set to live chat. There we are. Wow. YouTube filters out the word degenerate. That's crazy. Just knows you too well. Yeah, it saw you coming and it's like, we need to block this guy immediately. mold lines are pretty bad on the Lords. Oh. I don't like cleaning up mold lines. I avoid it where I can. That does not bode well. Got banned from Twitch 10 days after, or 10 minutes after signing up the other day for saying ass in the post. Awesome. Yeah, I guess on that front, at least all YouTube does is hide the message from most people, and you can still opt in to see it. Yeah, there we are. I think this will be good. Yeah, we pick these back out, it'll look really nice. What's really weird was the person you're watching was saying ass and fuck like it was no big deal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the how Twitch works. I used it briefly early on in my streaming career. I was like trying out streaming on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Not a good idea when your internet is as bad as mine is. Australian internet does not mix well with multi-streaming. Tried using Twitch once to watch something, it was awful. Yeah, I've heard that the Twitch player is just really bad. Hey Bob, how you going? To stream Monster Hunter back in like 2020. Interface for Twitch is definitely interesting. Haven't played around enough with it to really know what it's like. Yep, so how do you prove today that you deserve the Grandmaster title for Risk? That was rather satisfying, even if it doesn't actually mean anything in life. Nice, yeah. I don't think I've ever knuckled down enough on a game to get, like, high ranking in it. I don't think I have the, the single-minded focus to, like, dedicate myself to a single game or a single hobby that much. Okay. That's looking pretty good. That's first section picked out. I think it'll be quite nice once we get the other ones. Out of the 5 Phoenix Lords, you got 3 built. And pushing through them, I haven't even gotten my Lycus yet. Looks like a lot of my actual friends showed up to the other stream. Must be pretty cool to get support like that. So for if we're talking about yesterday, I think it was 2 of my friends showed up there. But yeah, it's neat. It's fun having them show. Oh, I guess 3 because we had Reese show up right at the end. But yeah, it's neat having friends show up in chat. Your friends just call you a fuckhead. Well, I mean, my friends, it's not like my friends don't call me a fuckhead. Like, I know for a fact that at least one of the friends who showed up in chat yesterday actively hates on me. It's just part of having a friend. Sometimes you think sheer stubbornness is what keeps waking you up. Wait, anything to get you through the day, mate. out of sheer spite, refusing to let this world win. That sounds a lot cooler than any reason I would have. Literally just a Nurgle demon. You have so many things wrong with you medically, but you take physical damage like a tank. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm a pox walker. I'm just permanently ill and and frail as hell. One of your autoimmune disorders is untreatable, and the other so bad that only medication keeps you from looking like a zombie from movies or TV. Yeah, that's fucked up. To blood-related and normally only found in women. You have a couple of issues with your kidneys, a hole in your heart, but you've walked away from getting hit by a car 3 times. Been legally proclaimed dead 3 times and then pop back up. Man, you guys are all kinds of fucked up. Like, wow. Two of the car accidents happened on the same crosswalk. How unlucky can you get? Oh, hey, Jesus. Last night didn't happen? What do you mean? Was it Saturday? What are you talking about, Commissar? Were you trying? Yeah, actually, yeah. What happened last night? Or didn't happen? True. Yeah. Testing over Transformers. Oh, that's what we're referring to. You trying to convince me that the that Transformers would appear in the hear me out category? Okay. Pretty good. Now it's just the ones on top. And the ones on the gun as well, actually. And then we'll go to our battle damage. couple of new projects to start tomorrow. Have a pair of commission pieces due before mid-April. Oh, awesome. Nice. Yeah, I think it's really cool that some of you guys are doing things for commission. It's like you've gotten your craft to a point where you're happy enough with the work you do that you're willing to sell it. That's really cool. Just do commission work for people you know, like your brother and Phobic? Right, okay, okay. Do it for a charity 40k event coming up. Oh wow, that's even cooler. Gonna buy minis, but they cost money you don't have. Yeah, they can be prohibitively expensive. Not they can be prohibitively expensive. They are prohibitively expensive. Do what Jack doesn't don't eat. You'll have money for minis. I eat. I eat on stream, in fact. I don't know if what I ate on stream yesterday quite classifies as food, but I ate on stream. Raising money for a charity that helps families stay near their kids during cancer treatments. Oh, that's really nice. Buddy sent you the minis, so the only things you're investing is time and paint. I hope you can raise some good cash. Well, I mean, the time and paint are the most important parts. That's where you can really see the love that's gone into it. The 3 minis you have and painting were a gift from someone who isn't gifting anyone anything anymore except hate, not Frank. Just one of those friends who just went off the rails. I feel like we all have that person from our, like that, we all had that friend who just turned into a complete psycho. Who was potentially a complete psycho all along and then just went mask off. Or specifically your grandmother, who as of late has been absolutely horrible to your father. Oh, okay. Your own fucking granny. Yeah, it's really bad when it's family because you can't get away from that. Avoid family get-togethers to the point you no longer reached out to. The dream. Your family's passed on, except for a few distant cousins. Of your wife's family, they aren't like yours was. You can stand, at least stand to speak to most of them. Yeah, it's kind of scary for me, the idea of just be I feel like I've noticed it more just like as I've gotten into my 20s, where it's just like watching your like grandparents die and it's like, oh wow, hang on, like my family's actually not going to be around forever. It's like, ooh, it is a bit scary, but at least you've got your wife's family that you get along with still, and you've still got your wife just as a nice support network. I think that's probably the most important thing, is just having connections as you get older. Gonna get some food and watch TV. Sure, I'll be around for a while. Should make it back before I start tonight. Yep, right. I'll catch you later, Gavin. Enjoy. Your grandma's being horrible to her adopted son by saying disgusting things to him, and she's getting older when usually you get nicer with age. She just became more hateful. Yeah, I mean, there's a similar thing that's happening in my family, or in my adjacent family. So my dad's cousin, essentially, she is adopted by her mother, and so her mother adopted two children and then had a biological child after that. And now that the mother is getting older, she's sort of like trying to plan out her will, and she's not all there anymore, and she's kind of being manipulated by the biological child into writing the adopted children out of the will, and it's this huge mess. It's really gross. So yeah, there's lots of really nasty things happening over there. It's sad that these things can get messy. Most impactful loss for you was your grandma, not because you're relatively close, but because you were the last person that talked to her before she passed, and you watched your dad cry for the first time. And it was right after you broke up with your first long-time GF, so emotions were pretty high. Yeah, that feels like sometimes these things just all happen at the same time, and it just adds up, and it's really fucked. week after your 18th that wasn't celebrated. You're trying to figure out if you want the Fire Pike or X-Arc Fusion Gun on your Fire Dragons. What is the difference? I didn't even know they had weapon options. I thought they just all used the same thing. And I like how all the Necron Immortals just run the same Heavy Gauss. I guess the Necron Immortals, you have the option of building them as Deathmark. But I feel like that's just a different unit that comes out of the same kit. A How ×2 Howling Banshees, anyone? Wood? I mean, I don't have any Howling Banshees to build or paint. You get you some Howling Banshees. They're being really good. They were your favorite aspect when you first looked at Elder, but no one near you has them in stock. The SRP Lilith Hesperax. I don't know what any part of that message means. I don't know who Lilith Hesperax is, and I don't know what you mean by S or P. This some newfangled Zoomer speak? Oh, Hesperax is the Drukhari. I see. And the SLP is Special Pass? Right, okay. I've never seen Smash or Pass abbreviated like that. Stabby child eating elves. Oh no, I'm aware of what the Drukhari are. think you're gonna build it with a 5-pike and run it as the XOX fusion gun? I mean, yeah, just build the cooler looking one and run it as whatever. Yeah, this does look really nice when we get the simples picked back out. Hey, you're seeing really cool models with bad paint jobs, then why do you watch me? I feel like this must just be torture for you. Good evening, Sir Iron. Hello, Soda Pop. How you going? Kind of thing? Oh, yeah? Yeah, like there's an Eldar model in the Blackstone Fortress box that's absolutely amazing, but for every 10 out of 10 paint job, there's a paint job that looks like they just wanted to get it on the table, no shading or highlights, and just makes you sad. Right, okay. Finish the Night Castigator. Ooh, okay. It's nothing crazy for now, but you plan to come back and do more once you have the skills? Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Awesome that you've got it finished. It's definitely very satisfying finishing a night. I can say that with confidence, having finished one night myself. And hopefully, with any luck, by the end of the day, we might have another night finished. We'll see how we go, though. To find a way to make fire dragons look good with a paint job similar to box art. With Eldar aspect shrines, do you generally paint them according to the colors of the aspect shrine, or do they normally get colored according to their craft world? What's more common? Ooh, I see your the two knights there. They're very clean, Soda. These are some very smooth paint jobs. You generally color them according to aspect shrine. Right, okay. Hey. What should I do for the window, do you think? Maybe like a soft orange glow or something? I don't know if I can execute it well. But I feel like that could be good. Space Marines Combat Patrol, but it's too demony for your taste. Are you talking about just like with the possessed? I'm also not a fan of the possessed Marines. They're not my favorite. So, a little bit of Screaming Skull here. We can build up a little bit of brightness. Pay to Stardazers as whatever and equip them as Chaos Space Marines and call it a day. That's what you do for Alpha Legion. Yeah, I feel like Alpha Legion are an easy one in terms of equipping them, because they're meant to pass as regular Space Marines most of the time. Holy moly, those handprints freehand? They are, Gammoth. I spent too long working on them. They were fucked up. They are all over this thing. Yeah. It took me way too long. Save some talent for the rest of us. I don't know, mate. Some of these handprints were pretty gross. Like, the fingers on this one are pretty nasty. And a lot of them are a lot bigger than they should be. I reckon what we'll do for what I'm going to try to do for this window is give it a sort of orange glow. So we'll have our yellow here to begin with, and then I'm going to try to blend some reds in from the middle out to the edges and see how that looks. And then I'll probably see if I can do some orange OSL on the metal around it, just to try to sell it. kind of despise that your brother got into 40k because he's been an artist for years, so his freehand is beautiful, and you, but, well, and you can do your friend's face tats, right? Yeah, I understand the pain of like having something you're interested in or having something you like, and then a sibling or a friend gets into it, and just it feels like they immediately overtake you, and it's like, fuck, come on, this is my thing. Oh, you cannot do your friend's face tats. I had a feeling that's what you were trying to say. I wasn't sure though. Both of your siblings are incredible artists. I think you're plenty good yourself, mate. I think the thing with art is you'll always see the imperfections in your own work, but it's very hard for you to, it's often quite hard for you to see the imperfections in other people's work. Like, you will see one misplaced line and be like, oh my god, that is disgusting. And then you'll look at someone else's work and love it. Meanwhile, they're looking at it and seeing all of the misplaced lines and going, damn it, I could have done this so much better. I think the most freehand you tried was a straight line on a Space Marine shoulder pad trying to note company, and that was the wonkiest line in the world. Yeah, I had to go through trial by fire with my previous knight. I have forced myself to learn how to freehand. But man, I'm struggling with this cockpit hatch. Maybe I just need water. Need to thin it outwards as I go. Okay, maybe I just let this dry, stop fucking around with it, let it dry, and then we'll reassess the situation. I think maybe slight red glow around the outer edge, and then orange OSL on the metal. We want it to be a deeper red rather than like the Wasduck. Yeah, like that might be quite nice. I reckon this will be good. But Angel's Red is a really nice contrast. But your brother is prototype, I see. What's up, Noah? Giveaway when? Ah, you know. Remembers Humongous? Humongous what? Humongous. Free Shavakadu. I remember all of these things, mate. These are easy. Ooh, this is actually unexpectedly turning out quite nice. I was not expecting that trying to blend contrast paints would actually work so well. Looks great. You let it dry just like that. Yeah, well, I just want to see if I can just pull it out a little bit further. I'm going to ruin it all by touching it again. This is always how I do things. I get something that I'm happy with, and then I try to push it a little bit more and I ruin it. Alright, okay, I'm gonna stop touching it. Stop touching it. Okay, so now we want to do our OSL glow on the metal. I don't know how I forgot the word metal. That's fucked up. I think what we'll do is we'll start with our yellow contrast and just sort of dab it onto the surrounding parts of metal. In a regular fashion. And then we'll come back and overlay it with our red contrast. and then maybe come back again and overlay it again with our yellow. I reckon I'm just going to have to come back through with the yellow to, like, on top of this stuff here, to pull it back. The red, the way the pigment on it clumps is quite dense. Okay, so now I just need to get my yellow contrast and see if I can soften that red stain that I just put on it. And we'll put a gloss varnish over the window. Some Cassandra yellow here, but that's a you thing. I don't have that particular yellow, unfortunately. But I think that we've done pretty well here. Yeah, so now I'll just go and apply some gloss varnish to the window. Okay. That should dry nicely. Yeah, I like how that looks. I definitely think I did a better job with this window than I did with the one on our Questoris. Hey. So I think now it's battle damage. Although, actually, while we're at this, I might apply a little bit of varnish to the shoulder pads. Yeah, I should probably go and varnish the sections that I've freehanded on, just so that I can keep them nice and clean. Well, not necessarily nice and clean, but just so I can protect them, because I don't want these to get damaged at all. Probably should have done this a while ago. Man, I'm really happy with how this World Eater Maw came out. I thought for sure this was going to be a nightmare to execute, but I'm really happy with how he did it. Like the tiny little teeth came out really nicely. You get started on your quest Horus Crusader next, or your 6 fucking armigers. See, at least I only have 4 fucking armigers, but instead I've got a Questoris, 2 Cerastus, and a Periphean instead, like, on top of that. My knights list is very daunting for me. Also nice to be done though, don't need any more units. Yeah. I have not bought any new minis in a while, and I'm very happy just to work away at what I've got. Can't figure out if I like this as Saturn or if I want to pull it back to matte. Honestly, I might want to pull these back to matte rather than satin. Yeah, because it's a World Eaters inspired guy. He's not going to be shiny and new. You only have gloss and matte. Yeah, I quite like the satin as well. The satin is what I used for my my Neurotyrant's chitin, because I used gloss for the brain. The satin was just a nice middle ground. Final roster is 1 Dominus Castellan, 1 Castigator, 1 Lancer, 1 Questoris Crusader, and 6 fucking Armigers. Counter that list is just 6 Fire Dragons. Is the counter to any Knights list just 6 anti? Is just a shitload of anti-tank? Like, if you're playing Knights and your opponent just runs only anti-tank, is there anything you can do? could take 5D chess level tactics and Roadrunner vs Coyote level luck to win if your knight's into only anti-vehicle. Just to maybe come out on top, I see. An entire faction countered by a single class of unit. That's awesome. I think the only leg up would be range, and even then, not by much. Dogs can kill Eldar now, so sad, so squishy. What dogs are you referring to? Like Kroot Hounds? Kroot Hounds or Cornate Puppies. Right, okay. That's without the average Eldar transport flying across the table at Mach fuck. That's a new speed I haven't heard of. Mach fuck. Yeah, Knights have got it rough. Good to know I've bought into the right army. Let's go. All good though, because they're cool as hell. Still brought you into this club and now it's ride or die. That's it, brother. No such thing as the right army. I'll have you know, Sanju, I bought into the right army. This is the right army. Right army is the army that I am playing. And that's no army because I am not playing. and 2 used abominants and got a third. You'll be trying out the 3 abominants, 4 small chaos knights, and list in a few months. Ooh, that'll be interesting. How many abominants can you fit into a 2k point army if you're just only running abominants? Could it just be like 4 abominants? Or 5, maybe? Three max. Oh, they have a specific cap to them. That's sad. Unless it's battle line 3 max, 1 max if it's an epic hero. Is that a thing that applies to a lot of units, or is it just specifically for the abominants because they are psychic? All armies, all units generally. Oh, I see. So I probably should have paid a little bit more attention when I was building out my list, because I was just like, I want to get as many of these units as possible. So you can't have like a mono unit army usually. Okay, how does this look? Do we want to keep the satin varnish on the shoulders? I think it's fine. I can always change it in the future anyway. Which means... long at last, we shall begin the process of... Guess that means the hive fleet of 500 Ripper Swarms is not possible? Yeah, unfortunate. But yes, long at last we shall begin the process of assembling our man. And then preparing the base, and once we've got him on his base, we'll battle damage him. One sec, I'm gonna go and grab my glue. Hey. First of all, we need to figure out how this is meant to sit. Looks like it's meant to sit back a bit. That. Weird. There's a little divot for it to sit in, but it doesn't sit in it neatly. Looks like it essentially wants it to sit around here. Ah, well, we'll figure it out. The tsunami has some kind of special rule. Generally, no more than 3 of the same kind of unit can be used unless they're a battle line. Right. In that case, I think my list should be chilling. Because the most single units I have are armigers, and I believe that they pair in they go in pairs of 2. So technically, I'd only be running 2 armiger units. Set. Hopefully this is actually gluing right now. Good. I think. Could be right. That seems to be gluing. But that's it. There's an 11 armiger list. You're chilling. What? How'd that work? I thought wouldn't you theoretically only be able to run 6 if it's 3 per unit? Ah, well, I won't question it. Now, been a little while, but it's basing time. I think this is an armiger base. Let's see. It looks like I've marked out foot placement here. Helverin and Warglaves are different. Oh. And yeah, looking at the placement of these feet, this does appear to be an armiger base. What about armiger Moirax? Ooh. Okay, so what do we want to do for this base, actually? Let's get this back down in focus down over here. Let this guy sit out of the way while his shoulders dry. In fact, actually, I'm going to need to re-glue this shoulder. This one's barely in contact. Okay. Now we set him to the side. So, I'm thinking volcanic base for this guy. Where am I being? Got rocks. Other rocks. Pebbles. Dirt. Assorted shit. And more assorted shit. And skulls. We have no shortage of cool shit to do. We could have bloodletter skulls, actually. That would be cool. Regular skulls and bloodletter skulls, I think, would be a good way to go. And perhaps nondescript demon skulls here. We probably want a lot of skulls in any case. I think I have primed skulls elsewhere. One sec. This packet of assorted shit? Ah, yep, they're floating around in here. Can never have too many skulls. True and real, my friend. True and real. Working on the base for your Saint Celestine, it has 33 skulls. Wow, nice. I could potentially use a thick layer of Agrellan Earth as well to get cracked Earth. What I might actually do is apply PVA glue across the whole thing. Give it an uneven sort of wavy texture, and then let that dry. Agrellan Earth over that, quite thick. Give it the big cracks. Reprime it black. And then white in between the cracks, and then try to get it some lava glow, maybe? And then we can add boulders and shit from there. What do we think? Maybe we do some big rocks here and there before we do all that, though. see. Does this accommodate the feet? That does accommodate the feet. And we'll probably want to lift him out of the lava anyway. You know what? I think I've got an idea for what we want to do. Thing is, unfortunately, these rocks are really chalky. So I kind of need to wipe a lot of the chalkiness away from them before I try to glue them. They just don't stick. Yeah, look at that. You can see it like wiping this white shit off onto my hands. I think I just split that rock. Did. Yep, that means if I separate it, we might actually get a cool effect. Just ever so slightly pull those two halves apart. Then let it glue like that. Hopefully that sticks down well. Could be right. It's tiny little chunks as well. I don't know if I'll necessarily use any of these. There are actually some really good chunks in there. Splurgeons and basin kits. Yeah, no, these are like, they're really handy. It beats having to like go out into the backyard and try to find pebbles and shit. First a shot to the base build for Celestine. Ooh. Where are we? Oh wow, okay, I really like the drain. That's awesome. Yeah, the drain cover with the skulls in it is so cool. I think if I get some rocks, like if I can top some of these rocks or these bricks that I put down with some rock textures, they'll look more convincing. Because right now they're just like these flat things. But if I get a nice rock topper to it, I think it'll be really good. Wood chips are good too, and you use tons of cork. Yeah, I've got these little thin cork coasters. I've got a shitload of them, and so I tear them up and stack them. That works pretty well, but thicker chunks of cork would be nice. Need to clean up the edges of this a little bit. I changed the blade on this while I was cleaning up the pins on an anime figure that I'd printed. And I'm not used to working with this shaped blade, so I cut myself with it twice the other day. I nearly just cut myself again. Yeah, corking sheets from the hardware store, both the thin-looking stuff for flooring and the thicker squares you can use for bulletin boards. Right, yeah. Keep sliding towards corn. Hey, it's a corn themed stream, so it's okay here. It is excusable today. Nubmaker, this is Nubmaker. Well, actually, this blade's really good for scraping. Didn't hurt new polymorph. Yeah, Nubmaker has many forms. A bane of unwary hobbyists. Truly is. Dubmaker has caused me much pain in the past. Gonna do a funny kit bash? What are you thinking of doing, Technic? Where's a shit brush? Okay, here's my shit brush. It's done. Okay, you're whipping it up right now. Thank. EVA glue time. Oop. Accidentally squirted out a bit more than I intended to there. Whoops. Should be right though. Let's just use a shitty brush just to smear this all around. And what we might do... Praising, sir. And apologies, young one. I did not mean to say it in that way. I did not mean to give the impression that I was spunking across the base. You would say young one. Okay. Just gonna splooge a little bit on top of this. Ease it through so that it can hopefully seal as much of this together as possible. Alright, I need to put a little bit more goo on top of this. Just rub that one in there. Have an eyedropper? Nope. And also, I feel like I would immediately ruin said eyedropper by putting glue through it. Isopropyl? I do have isopropyl. Oh, so the isopropyl would be to save the eyedropper once you're done with the glue. Not for the glue, for the isopropyl. Oh, okay. What would that do? What would we be using the isopropyl for? I put a dribble of isopropyl on top of that glue and sand and mix. The capillary reaction will draw the glue surface and encase it all inside. Oh, okay. Interesting. 1 second. I'll be right back. This PVA is probably going to take a little while to dry anyway. Alright. While I may not have an eyedropper, I can probably just use the tube from the spray bottle. Okay, that's 2 drops. And then just mix it through, you said? Oh, oh no, just on top of the glue sand mix. Oh, okay, so don't even touch it. I see. Check minis. Feel my son ever again. I see. See, I might just... It'll... More... See how that goes. Hey, now, skulls. How many pre-primed skulls have I got here already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. $14 and a jawbone. Sure, that should be enough for us. That should be enough for this one. And we can always do more if we want. And I've got bloodletter skulls as well, which I think will be quite cool. I could probably do a couple of bloodletter skulls. So where do we want to put these skulls? Because Old Mate is going to be standing like that. I probably need to give him something to stand on so that he's not, like, in the lava. Maybe what I do is I get some of our cork and give him a little path to walk on. Got any spare helmets or knit heads? I've got spare helmets, but I've also just got a shitload of skulls here. Like, I'm at no shortage of additional skulls to use. Like, just gathering those skulls together there, we can definitely do more. But I'll figure that out once this has dried. While we let this dry, let's go back and do some battle damage on the knight itself. thinking that for scratches, we'll do some in Rhinox hide. So I'll just give him a test scratch first. Do this somewhere inconspicuous. Something like that. Do a few of those all over him. Actually, that's one in Rhinox hide. Let's test another one in black and see what it looks like. There a piece recently you want to take a bet for? There was a net on the base of a marine with its head being blasted away with a plasma pistol. I've seen something where like people get a metal rod and they like heat it up with a lighter and then they just like push it through a mini to melt it, and then they pull it all the way through, and then they let the mini dry in that sort of half melted state, and then they paint it as though it's just been melted by a plasma gun. Been watching a miniaturista. I am not familiar with them. I don't know who it was who I saw, but yeah, I have seen it done. Yeah, he poos in milk? Huh? Okay, what do we think? Do we like the scratch that we've got down here in black, or the one that's in brown? I think the black one is definitely more noticeable. Brown one's barely visible. We'll do a few in black and see how they come out. Just need to take care to make them very thin. That one's a bit thick. Whoops. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's even worse. Yeah, I fixed it. The paint had started to dry on the brush, so it was getting really thick. And what I might do is I might just stipple brown over some of the edges. Well, actually, I like the brown for the scratches on the lighter panels. black one seems too fat in any area. Try a bit of metal inside the black to simulate a chip in the paint exposing metal. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, might give that a try actually. With Monster Hunter Wilds not having gender-specific armor, can't wait to give a female hunter absolute mountains of armor. Nice. And you can absolutely twinkify the men. That is what we want. Non-gender locked armor is the best. Hurts me to go over these hands with scratches, but it must be done. That's why you don't weather. No, but it's like, it's so worth it. I feel like when you have a nice freehand or a nice pattern and then you half erase it, it looks really cool. back in focus. There we are. How is the brown on the red? Just need to remember. Okay, yeah, the brown barely shows up on the red. Okay, once we finish doing the black scratches on the legs, come back and try do some metallic on the inside edges of the, well, on the insides of the especially thick scratches. See how that comes out. That one there. Hey, let's get some lead belcher, see how this comes out. to be difficult. I think I've done it. Looks pretty nice, actually. Yeah, thank you for the idea on that one, Twisted Nerves. It's a good one. The only difficulty is making sure I don't accidentally make even more of a mess with this. Raise your mistakes, then they aren't a mistake. They're part of the perfect piece. That's some Bob Ross energy right there. I like it. Yeah, I'm liking how this weathering's turning out. Battle damage is looking good. I just need to translate that to the top half of the mini now. Let's see how the base is drying. How is this coming along? Still wet. Although it's starting to go tacky. We're getting there. This is oddly satisfying, picking up the PVA. It's like half dry. Anyway, we'll leave that be for a bit. Yo, what's up, Noah? We're basing? We're basing, Noah. Oh, we can finish doing the battle damage on the top half of the for the night while we wait for the PVA to set. Get a little excited about basing. I think Noah got very excited about basing. I'm just happy to be here. Oh, whoops, accidentally did that one a bit too thick. Well. I don't know if I'm going to need to do a whole lot in the way of battle damage on the top half of it. Because I feel like it would be much more damage lower down. So for the top half, it'd sort of be like longer scratches towards the back. Like there'd be damage on the shoulders, but not so much on the top of the torso. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Noah. Got a dare for me? Oh, yeah. Read off the scientific name of Tintin? Nah, I'm good. sort last night that a couple of old school GW guys have developed a mini base skirmish game called Genesis. Could be interesting. Right, I have not heard of it. What's the theming of it? Sci-Fi Max? See. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the time nor money to invest in another war game. With that attitude, you won't. True. Pile of shame image when? You know. But I really don't play anyway, so it wouldn't make too much sense to diversify anyway. Yeah, I'm not like, I don't really paint for the game. I paint because I like to paint, and the game is like a nice bonus. Okay, that is almost all of the black. Now I'll just do the shoulder and the chainsaw arm. Want to make a deal? If you don't speak about asking for a giveaway for all of March, we get a giveaway deal? Sure. I will take that deal. The terms have already been set. No further negotiation is required. Yes, nope. Yes, but, no buts. The terms have been set. No more negotiation. Flipped. Good. We'll need to refer back to this when it comes into dispute. Still talk about it for the rest of February? Sure, but you're not allowed to ask at all during March. Okay, and then a couple of these are a little bit thick, so I'll need to come back through and do the internals of them with metallic. But we'll just do the scratches on the chainsaw arm now. And then we can get the brown and go back through of our lighter panels. Hey. Now it's just all the brown stuff. Yeah, we've just about finished the mini itself. And then it'll just be the base that we'll need to finish. Okay, that one I'll probably need to do a little bit of metallic on the inside edge of. And okay, I do really like how these scratches are looking. I feel like the scratches go really well with the handprints. It like makes it look like people were actually trying to get in. Yeah, and a bit of metal in the thick of it to black will look really cool. Yeah, I'm going to come back through and do that for sure. that one. Try that again. Don't like that one. There we go, that's better. Like Kill Team, only played a few games, but it is a great pickup game for an afternoon of fun when your nephew comes by. Have still yet to get any where to play it. Yeah, I feel like Kill Team might be a thin end of the wedge way to get some of my friends that don't collect Warhammer into collecting Warhammer. Oh, okay. I was fine with going over the edges of, like, scratching the hands, but scratching the World Eater's Maw is... Oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's too beautiful. Oh, but it has to be done. Good night, sweet prince. Don't scratch up your work. I will scratch up my work. The scratches are an extension of my work. And you telling me not to do it has become the motivation I needed to do it. Why did you just come back to good night, sweet prince? Because it's you came back to the part where I'm drawing scratches on the World Eater's Maw that I freehanded. I'm saying farewell to my beloved. Your models are clean. Oh yeah, no, so like I like the look that a clean model has. But there are just certain models where I feel like it fits to have it looking a little bit fucked up. Is it just like it adds story to the model. And like you can have a clean looking mini. But when you have a mini that is beautiful but has been fucked up, it's like, whoa. Like, I like that. weathering you did to your Corvus Blackstar brought everything together, just a little bit of sponging. Yeah, I'll have a look in just a sec. Just want to finish getting my scratches down on these last panels. Ooh, that one's going to definitely need some metal on the inside edge. Hey. Now it's just going to be the gun, and then I'll have a look in Discord. Well, actually, I've got the Discord already open. One sec. I'll just have a look now. Oh yeah, just a little bit of sponging on the edges there, just to wear off the paint. Hey. I reckon that's good for our weathering. So now we'll come back through just with some lead belcher to put on the inside of the especially thick lines. Is a bit of a process. Yeah, the effect of the tiny bit of metallic inside the scratch is subtle, but it's really nice. Because it's just kind of like you catch it out of the corner of your eye and you're like, hang on. Painting hard or hardly painting? Both, honestly. Painting hard, but hardly painting. I feel like that's often the case with Warhammer. When you're painting hard, you're hardly painting. All right. I think we're just about there now. It's just this shoulder pad. And then I think that's the paint job for the mini itself done. We'll probably add some OSL and some dirt once we get the base sorted out, once we have them set down on the base. But I think we're pretty much there now. And welcome back. how's the PVA looking? Still quite wet. We'll probably have to finish the base itself tomorrow. Let's figure out the pose this guy in. He's looking slightly to the left, so we probably want to have him turning to the left as well. Yeah. Probably like that. Okay, just gluing him together now. Yeah, this one has been a long time coming as well. A lot faster than our Night Questoris was, which makes sense. It's a lot smaller, but I think we've sped up the process as well. So of course the base still needs to be finished, but we will finish that tomorrow. Wait, no, not tomorrow. I'm working tomorrow. So we'll finish this one next stream, which will be Saturday, I think. I think Saturday. Yeah, Saturday is when we'll finish this. So at the end of the week. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how this guy's turned out, finish-wise. And I think once we put him on a nice base, it'll look awesome. Let's zoom this in a little bit. This is 1 out of 4. I only need to do 3 more of this fucker. But yeah, I'm very happy with how he's turned out. I do kind of like the pose where he's turning and he's got the chainsaw sort of raised out of the way, like that. Yeah, overall, very happy with this. Thanks for sticking with me through this. I'm also quite happy with how how that hatch window turned out. It's really neat. I like it a lot. But yeah, on that note, the first armiger, at least the armiger itself, is now done. At the end of the week, we will finish his base, and then he will be completely finished. Who won quarter? I better finish the next 3 soon. We'll see, Jack. We'll see. But yeah, yeah, I still need to do the base for him. But yeah, I believe once I have all 4 of these dudes plus the Questoris, I think that hits 1k points. They'll be able to at least play some games with that. But yeah, I'm really happy with how he's turned out. I'm going to call it for the day here because I can't really continue working on the base because the PVA is still drying. So I will catch you guys all later. Thanks for sticking around, and yeah, I'll see you at the end of the week. Bye-bye.